The news had not made it out until this week that Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez actually had a joint meeting with Turki Alaki, and the decision to make social media on different days was to terminate news about a brawl that happened in the presence of the Saudi boxing mogul. Crawford had been waiting patiently to see if Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh could lure Alvarez into a lucrative deal to secure the clash, and it only made sense that all three met together. The aim of the meeting was to put aside the noise of the media and have a real discussion on what they all could do to make the fight happen. Canelo was a little difficult and unrealistic with his prices, which frustrated Terence Crawford and got him into a brief war of words with Canelo Alvarez. You want it, as it was about to get out of hand. Turki Al-Sheikh intervened, and only after that did Canelo bring his prices down and make an agreement possible. This was shortly before the pair attended the Ring Magazine Awards in London this weekend, and both held talks with the influential Al-Sheikh. Immediately, a report from renowned ESPN knockout journalist Julius Julianis has suggested the pair have already reached an agreement.
Be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkaraj know each other, and then we wanna see what happened.
And when do you?
He claims that the pair are both set to meet in September in Las Vegas, after the talks progressed quickly when overseen this weekend. Alec himself appeared to hint at exactly that, telling Ring Magazine the ring is the Bible of boxing, and we are close to seeing the white smoke on the horizon. 2025 will be a crazy year for boxing, and I mean it. Al-Sheikh had previously put talks on hold, having struggled to break an impasse with Alvarez on the potential fight, but both fighters were seen posing with Al-Sheikh after talks, a sign that things had taken a step in the positive direction.
Named you and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. Everything.
The showdown between the two gifted operators would be one of the most mouth-watering prospects in the sport. Currently, the highly anticipated clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford continues to dominate boxing headlines, while the fight has yet to be officially confirmed. The prospect of these two pound-for-pound titans colliding in the ring has captivated fans worldwide. Canelo last fought in September, successfully defending his unified super middleweight titles against Edgar Banga Crawford. Meanwhile, he recently moved up to 155 lb, defeating Israel Madreo to claim the World Boxing Association Super Welterweight Championship.
We'll see. We want to talk about it, sit down really well, and figure out something.
I know you thought he was kind of a lose-lose.
The fight was initially speculated shortly after Bud dethroned World Boxing Association light middleweight champion Israel Madreo last August, adding 154 lbs to the other 3 weight divisions that he has captured world titles in. Shortly after Crawford's triumph over Madreo last summer, Canelo made another successful defense of his World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization super middleweight titles, picking up another comprehensive win in a division that he has dominated since 2021.
There's loads of things going around at the moment, including a big clash with Canelo Alvarez. Can you tell us what's going on in that situation, and can that happen next?
We shall see.
To come our way and meet him. Just a little get in the ring, then there'll be an electric firing fight, as both fighters gear up for what could be the biggest fight of their respective careers. The 39-year-old 2E undisputed champion has already spoken out and sent a message of warning. Canelo speaking on social media, Crawford vowed to shock the world and claim victory over the Mexican superstar. When they finally clash, I may shock the world. Watch, the best is yet to come.
To come our way and me and him get in the ring, then there'll be an electrifying fight,
Although he remains confident, it is going to be a monumental task for Bud, who will have to move up 2 weight divisions ahead of facing the 34-year-old Mexican, who has enjoyed tremendous success during his campaign at super middleweight, defeating the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, and Jermall Charlo. Despite the weight difference between the two fighters, the potential for this super fight remains a hot topic of discussion.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be a well fought.
Amir Khan, the only boxer to have faced both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, offered his unique perspective on this potential showdown in an interview with Box Nation. Amir Khan, who fought Canelo at a catchweight of 155, LBS acknowledged the significant weight advantage that Canelo would possess. Canelo is a beast man. I fought both of those guys, and I feel that size always wins. Having weight divisions, there's a purpose behind that. Khan explained, Terence is special. Don't get me wrong, but then there's getting hit by a guy like Canelo. World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez punches Edgar Banga during the second round of a title fight at T-Mobile Arena on September 14, 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada.
For us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that I step in the ring with.
That Khan, who suffered a sixth-round stoppage loss to Alvarez, emphasized the physicality of facing the Mexican superstar. What a fight that would be, though. I'll root for my boy Terence and want him to win that fight, but it would be hard. Does he need that fight? No, I don't think he does. He's done so well in his career and beaten everyone. He's untouchable, one of the best out there pound for pound. But if it's a big payday, I get why it would be made. Why take a risky fight for less money when you can take a seriously hard fight for serious money despite the risks? Khan praised Crawford's skill, noting that he has the ability to compete at the highest level. However, he reiterated the potential dangers of such a matchup, adding, "We never want to see fighters get hurt."
I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Amid the growing speculation, Canelo Alvarez addressed the rumors with a brief but intriguing response, "I'm open to talk." While his forward message leaves room for interpretation, it has only fueled the excitement among boxing fans, suggesting that this mega fight might be closer to becoming a reality when they face off in September. Shakur Stevenson thinks Terence Crawford will defeat Canelo Alvarez and can make it a very easy fight. Stevenson, the World Boxing Council lightweight champion, claims that for years he's been saying that Crawford will defeat Canelo.
Canelo versus Jamel Charlo playing out.
I think Canelo just outboxes. Well, no, doesn't outbox him, but I think just outpowers him and beats him to the punch. And
Crawford, the World Boxing Association champion in the 154 lb light middleweight division, has promised to put on 14 lbs to compete in the highly anticipated bout, which would probably be the highest paying day of his career. Stevenson was sure in his response when asked if he believes Crawford will win that matchup. "I've been saying this for years now. I'm probably the first one that has been saying this even before Terence was saying this. I always thought that his Crawford style versus Canelo, I think he beats Canelo," said Shakur Stevenson. In talking about sports boxing, makes it seem like Terence Crawford will stand toe-to-toe and trade blows with Canelo Alvarez in September. However, that scenario seems unlikely given Crawford's usual role when facing powerful punchers.
As a Canelo and obviously your good friend, mentor, Terence Crawford. A lot of people a few years ago would have said that's crazy, but I think everybody, when they see the talent of Terence Crawford,
he typically relies on movement, utilizing his jab and leaping into land shots before quickly repositioning. Crawford doesn't stay stationary or engage in relentless attacks. His aggressive performance against Errol Spence was more of an exception, largely because Spence wasn't at his best following his car accident. It would be a little over a year, 13 months. You gotta be very careful if you're gonna take a fight above 160 lbs, because it's a new weight range. Said Chris Mannix on his YouTube channel about Terence Crawford taking a tune-up fight. It seems unlikely that Terence Crawford will take the risk of a tune-up fight against a super middleweight before facing Canelo Alvarez in September.
classes. He's a special fighter, pound for pound. I think many will say #1 in the world, alongside the likes of people like yourself and that great list that we've got at the minute. Is he the man to beat Canelo?
If Crawford does compete in the weight class, it would probably be at a catch weight, potentially around 163 or 164 LEBs, against a middleweight moving up. Possible opponents could include Aaron McKenna, Liam Smith, Austin Williams, or Kyrone Davis fighters who pose minimal threat to Crawford and are ranked lower in the middleweight division Hall of Famer and ESPN boxing analyst Timothy Bradley Jr. favors Terence Crawford in a matchup with Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo.
Yes, honestly,
if anybody could jump up in weight classes and do it, it's Terence Crawford. I don't know nobody who is mentally.
Bradley took to his YouTube channel to argue in favor of Crawford. Everyone keeps talking about the weight, Bradley said, and indeed Crawford only recently left welterweight for 154 LOB, while Alvarez has fought at 168 ELB since late 2020. Oh, he's gonna knock him out. When the hell was the last time Canelo knocked somebody out? It has been a while. Alvarez last scored a stoppage against Caleb Plant in November 2021.
Mentally as strong as Terence Crawford, so I can't wait to watch it.
Your gym's an exciting gym. You all bounce off each other. You got likes of Keyshawn. Everyone's sort of mixing. That mentality in that gym, what is it? How is it different from any other gym? I've got to ask you because...
Since then, he has failed to knock out established foes, Dmitry Bivol in a loss and a 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin, but he also has gone the distance with opponents thought to be nowhere near his skill level, such as John Ryder. Jamie Mongia and Edgar Banga Jalchalo, naturally a junior middleweight, also went the distance with Canelo, though he was not remotely competitive with the super middleweight king. Y'all can quit with that, he's going to knock Crawford out. Come on, man. Bradley said, didn't we just see somebody, Alexander Usyk, fight a guy, Tyson Fury, who was quote-unquote 50 lb heavier? Canelo's the same height as Crawford, he's not a natural 168 lb. Usyk is a great fighter, absolutely. But you know who else is a great one? Crawford. The great ones know how to figure it out.
Canelo, study Crawford. I'm letting y'all know right now, he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez.
Bradley highlighted Crawford's 74 reach, 3.5 inches longer than Canelo's, and his ability to reduce an opponent's output with his counterpunching. Alvarez is already a low-output fighter. Bradley thinks Crawford can win a decision by working from distance using straight shots in between Alvarez's looping hooks and tiring Canelo out down the stretch. Don't go running away from the fight now, Canelo, Bradley said, referring to the unified super middleweight title holder's apparent avoidance of David Benavidez imitating Canelo's higher-pitched voice. Remember what you said. Easy fight, easy fight, easy fight, easy fight. Though a cluster of analytical boxing minds share Bradley's opinion that most in the fight game believe the size and power difference is too great for Crawford to impose his skills.
Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney. You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro.
Bradley, known for his strong points of view, is confident in his unpopular take. I'm going to get back to my Hatterade, he announced towards the end of the video, sipping his drink. You already know whether the boxing world will get to know a Canelo-Crawford matchup would seem to be up to Alvarez-Crawford, who became undisputed welterweight champion in July 2023 after stopping division rival Errol Spence Jr. inside 9. Runs made even more history for himself earlier this year when he became a 4-division champion, outpointing Israel Madrimov to capture the World Boxing Association title at 154 lbs. Mexican icon Canelo has also enjoyed his fair share of success in recent years.
Where'd you start? You started in Mexico, man. Go back, get one of those guys out of there, man. Go back, start there. That's where you start. Go back to your roots, bro. Get some of that humble pie, bro. Go back, start where you started. Start where you started.
After picking up the undisputed super middleweight title in 2021, he fell short in a challenge against the then World Boxing Association light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol, but the 34-year-old has since picked up 5 wins on the spin, defeating the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Jamal Charlo, and Edgar Berlanga along the way. Legendary boxing trainer turned analyst Teddy Atlas has offered his insight to Fight Hub TV into the potential mega fight between the two stars, stating that he would find it hard to go against the American southpaw. Very few people have the appetite or inclination for challenging themselves. Mr. Crawford does. I ain't never going against that guy. Father Time might catch him, but I don't know if a weight class...
Just with Canelo, obviously, he had his fight with Edgar Berlanga announced recently. Not received necessarily a positive outcome and reaction he'd have liked. What did you make of the Canelo Berlanga?
It's a tremendous challenge because Canelo is a tremendous fighter and bigger and stronger, and he can punch and time you. But just because you're smaller, Crawford will come up with a game plan that will make the other guy use his size. Brian McIntyre has guided Terence Crawford to world titles in 4 weight divisions, and he'll be hoping he can lead him in a fight with Canelo Alvarez.
Listen, I think Berlanga's a talented kid who's getting better. He's improved recently. I think he still needs more seasoning, but I see an improvement in him. He is a talented kid.
Crawford defeated Israel Madrimov to become ruler at 154 PBS, and he's now targeting a fight against the Mexican icon. Crawford has achieved many big things in boxing, but victory over Canelo would be his biggest accomplishment. The super middleweight world champion has only tasted defeat twice against Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather, and it's the Bivol battle. The McIntyre will be studying if a fight between Crawford and Canelo takes place. He made him move his feet if the fight ever materializes. That's the fight that I would go back and watch, said McIntyre regarding Canelo versus Bivol when speaking on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel.
Because you have to side movement for that.
Is that a fight you would recommend for him? I'd look at Mayweather versus Canelo too. WBN believes that Crawford's name is on a short list for the Mexican superstar after months of media coverage of the clash. Crawford has shown persistence in pursuing the matchup, willing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will play a crucial role in the fight. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have expressed skepticism about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight. This stems in part from his most recent fight, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the dominant display many expected.
YouTube channel. This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terrence gonna get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
Regardless of these concerns, the potential bout between Canelo and Crawford has captivated the imagination of boxing fans. The blend of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo Alvarez has established a tradition of having 2 fights a year. May and September are the months when the latter is on the weekend that celebrates Mexico's independence. Since 2022, he has scheduled his fights in these 2 months, and it is expected that he will do so again, so it is more intriguing who will be his next opponent due to the lack of interest in accepting the challenge of David Benavidez, the mandatory World Boxing Council 168B challenger. Terence Crawford looks like a strong option for Saul Alvarez in his first fight of the year.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Smith. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
Although it seems that the fight is more media than competitive, as Crawford fights at 154 lbs, the super welterweight is 2 categories below that of the Guadalajara native. However, both Crawford and Sheikh Turki Alek are trying to convince Alvarez to accept the fight for which he was asking for $150 million, given how unconvincing the fight against Terence Crawford could be in sporting terms and the evasiveness. Against Benavidez today at 175 lbs, Saul Alvarez could have other interesting options to open 2025 in the ring. Another name that has been mentioned for Canelo is Christian Nilly, a 29-year-old Frenchman with an undefeated 28-0 record who, in his last fight, defeated Sergey Dorenko in August and would be a contender for the World Boxing.
Now, are we still waiting for that second fight to happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to go, got to work things out and see where they go from there.
I know Slim Juice named him for to run out there as an opponent. What do you think about Crawford versus Juice?
Idasai. Possibility that in September was already ruled out was William Skull 23-0, the International Boxing Federation Challenger, an organization that removed the undisputed tag from the Mexican for refusing to fight the Cuban and stripped him of his world title. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, McIntyre gave a glowing reference to the undefeated Crawford, who is linked to facing Canelo in May or September. Crawford has all the tools to win a third-weight undisputed crown. Any hardcore boxing fan knows Crawford can beat Canelo. You have to know boxing to be able to say that, BAC told Fight Hub.